Because obviously, Yamato, everything changed last week. Everything. Because think about the narratives before. The narratives before were like, okay, Smash in T1. Listen, is he better than Gumiushi? Oh, fuck, maybe he is. But even so, they're still having to play like standard, aren't they? You're never going to win with Thorin and then fucking old man Faker, right? Two things here. One, if you actually do have RSI issues in your hand, the number one thing every doctor says is stop playing the game. And every pro goes, that's the one thing I can't do, doc. I have to play the game all the time. So that's why RSI issues almost never get healed by people. It's not like that weird Mickey X one where he actually did read a book and then it mentally allowed him to not have pain anymore. That's a real thing, but it's just so out there, you'd have to look into that one. It's a crazy concept. This is different. An actual injury, if it's repetitive strain, repeating the strain causes the fucking injury more. So the problem is, it's not that, to me, Faker's back. This is, fuck, dude, he's back. It's 2017 Faker. He's going to murk everyone. It looks like it's 2017 Faker, but here's the thing. He's just had the offseason. I'm sure he must have taken 2 weeks off. He must have had the 3 weeks off. He must have finally given it a bloody rest. And that means he should start the season in perfect, pristine condition. And by the way, he's looking dope right now. This is, everyone said he was great last spring. I thought he was good for Faker. I think he's looking really good in some of these games. Because here's the thing. Some of these games, it's what you saw on that Silas at Worlds. He's not just playing like a great as A game. He's handsing people on those fucking mechanical champions. That's the dope part about Faker. So suddenly, already T1 was getting spicy. And then they go and play Gen.G. Now listen, if you look at the players on Gen.G and you look at the players on T1, Gen.G's supposed to go, bring it on, let's have a fucking brawl. Hands, baby. I'll tell you what, they tried to hands them and T1 won. This was a fucking brawl in a phone booth and T1 came out victorious. By the way, could have won all the games. Could have won all of them. Like, this was fucking very impressive shit from T1. And look, certainly we can talk about Gen.G, where they are, blah, blah, blah. They're going to... Holy fuck, though. Let's just talk about T1, though. We have to get in, mate, because this is the most exciting T1 has been for me for years. Since like 2022 or something.
Yeah, bro, like LCK is in a very strange state where there is like a lot of opportunity, but I never thought T1 would be the ones to seize it. Like in terms of how everything now has played out with like Gumiushi and Smash, it's like everyone, like the conversation was always like T1 need to restructure themselves. Gumiushi needs to take a bigger responsibility in the game because they're going to have Doran in top lane and they need to be able to drive the game through, of course, Gumiushi. So it's like Smash is the player that everyone wanted Gumiushi to become on this team. Because suddenly, it's like everything is happening through bottom side. Smash is getting resources. We have 2v2 kills. And he's playing all of the champions that Gumiushi is infamously just very, very weak on. It's like that Gen.G series is almost poetic because he plays Ezreal, Kai'Sa, and Zeri. Like the 3 champions that, of course, Gumiushi hasn't had a lot of like success on due to, of course, you know, like in terms of how they approach things and so forth. But it's like the crucial detail for me in terms of T1 here is that Keria also, like, we saw moments where Owner and Keria are like connecting together. It's like my biggest pain point for this T1 roster, and it's just T1 like the last couple of years, is that they are lacking that part of their gameplay. But Keria was playing the melee suppos, connecting with Owner, and actually setting up like Faker for success on side. Like Faker has always been forced to play alone and get away things alone, like push side alone, and then it's just like he needs to take the right gambles and the right risks to kind of piece it together. But T1, it's like now we finally got to see the good sides of Doran 2, where he can like soak up a lot of the pressure of the enemy team, and you could see him like actually find his footing within, of course, the team too. But we also saw like the mechanical brilliance that we kind of missed in the first initial weeks of T1. So I think that Owner and Faker have been playing good this entire time, but now when like everything else is falling into place, it's just fucking looking really, really delicious. You know, I think Smash is a player that is here to fucking stay. Like Gumiushi, you know, this is like the ultimate test for him for sure, because I think this is the moment that like makes or breaks a person's career, and this is a chance for Gumiushi to like elevate his gameplay. But it's just such a gangster move, you know, from T1 side to just give Smash a shot here, and then there's just no way T1 lose here. There's no losing scenario. It's like either Gumiushi is going to play better or Smash works. So it's like either scenario is just fantastic for T1, and they just open like another door in the apartment that was just hidden behind like a fucking cardboard wall or something, you know? Like, yeah. There is a hidden wall, you know. They just discovered a whole nother room. It's like, look at how much space for activity we have, you know. So T1, super excited. I'm with you, Faker, fucking insane, brilliant player. Owner has been completely nutty too. I'm super excited for this T1 roster. You know, it's like looking at how the playoff bracket is going to play out. We're most likely gonna be in a scenario where T1 is gonna face off against fucking Hanwha Life for a spot in the playoffs.
Spicy as fuck.
Which is insanely fucking spicy with all the Zeus situation and so forth. But if I needed to call it now, T1 looks way fucking better than Hanwha Life.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I'll also add in as well, when you're looking at the way T1 won that series, like the most amazing thing to me is, I know it's just BO3s, I was also scared for them in Fearless. I was thinking like, fuck, what are we going to do here? Like, obviously, if people don't know, the other thing that's so whack, because actually he didn't do it actually at this last World, so people will forget this, is Faker for real was getting by in some of those years for real playing the Azir and the Orianna. He was incredibly cynical with his champion pool, and he was not. In fact, you could just tell that that wasn't like one of those ones where it's like, right, I'll allow you to build the draft by me doing these. It's like, no, it's the other way around. We have to build the draft around those champions. And so it meant that when the meta didn't suit them, sometimes they had a hard time when you had to have Gumayushi carry. Here's the obvious thing to me. The one person I do feel sorry for is Gumayushi, because there's a downside, which is because he just signed that new contract renewal. That means if you're T1, you really can just make him play on the bench or in the challenger team if you end up using Smash. The reason why that sucks is in the West, just like in sports, we don't really make people stay in contract prison where possible. G2 did do it one time to Mickey X or whatever. Who was it? They did Wonder Baby or someone. But the problem is, if Gumayushi isn't going to play on this team, please, can he go to another team? You know, we take him on KT tomorrow. You know what I mean? By the way, though, that is some like fucking, you'll get the reference. That is some like Figo goes from Barcelona to Real Madrid, though. If you take off the T1 shirt, pop on that KT one, you're like, you're going to get a fucking pig's head thrown down onto that feet. You remember that fucking story? Straight fight, unbelievable. Yeah, so like, but Gumayushi is too good not to be in the LCK. Come on. I need to see him in the league at least. Let him go somewhere else if not. Because there's another thing, by the way. Wouldn't that be cool to have another fucking ADC talent, etc.? By the way, if you want to swap to another team, we'll do Gen.G later, because I think we saved them for a little bit. See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.